if you're supposed to be saving yourself for the postseason, there's about 4 of these dudes that ain't this when you're supposed to play? Greetings and salutations and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and with me today is my tag team partner, the Jeff Jarrett to my Owen Hart at Backlash 1999, the icon, the showstopper, the main event, and the reason why we are here, Coach Mike Francis. Coach, what's going on this Wind Up Wednesday episode, sir?
I'm doing well, doing great. Glad to be here.
I am happy to have you here because we have some playoffs to talk about. And in segment 1, we're going to do the Eastern Conference. In segment 2, we're going to do the Western Conference so we can give it each one their due. And then in segment 3, we're going to talk about these officials and how they're treating the star player. Okay. And Mike has coached the star too. I know I've coached a star too. So that should be interesting, fans. But Mike, let's start with Milwaukee and Miami. Miami is leading the series. And again, we won't get to the individual games. We're more talking about the overall series just because of taping. But Milwaukee's supposed to win this. And we don't wish injury on anyone. But these load managed players are getting hurt a lot. And I don't understand. If you're supposed to be saving yourself for the postseason, there's about 4 of these dudes that ain't this when you're supposed to play? The Heat are very good. We're not going to lie and say the Heat are like 30 points better. They still got them same dudes, but they're giving the Bucks problems. Mike, can you talk to me? Because I'm not mad, but you ain't supposed to be down to the Heat. Talk to me, sir.
Man, it's crazy they load managing in the playoff.
I mean, Giannis is hurt, and we don't want anybody hurt, but
it's bad. I think it's that and the technical foul severely affecting the playoffs. In my opinion, it's watering down the playoffs. The NBA playoffs are all watered down because of everything that's been going on. Not really happy about what we're seeing. I don't want nobody to get hurt. But again, it's just doesn't seem like playoff basketball to me for that reason. Ja's missed a game. You know, Embiid was hurt. Embiid is a little banged up. You got, the Heat. That game I looked last night, 5 points, 10 points, 15 points. Holy, what is going on? Miami ain't that good.
So who's winning the series, sir? Miami or Milwaukee?
Shit, that's a good question.
Milwaukee still has to win the series. They're still the air quote better team. But wow, that's what I'm still going Milwaukee winning because that's still 1-8. And one's supposed to be 8, but I'm not Boston, Miami. And I saw Pat Riley there yesterday. Did you see him on TV?
Man.
Something about that dude, man. I wanted to play hard. I didn't play it.
Yo,
Pat Riley was sitting with his arms folded.
Yeah, he's slick.
I want nothing to do with that dude.
No. Remember he was having them 2 and 3 a days back.
We used to joke with Coach Dickman. I love Tom. But Tom would have those Pat Riley practices. They'd be like 3 hours. And we were like, what are we doing?
Yeah, you run them in the ground, bro.
All right. So Boston Celtics and the Atlanta Hawks. Can we hurry up and get this series over? Okay. I like Quinn Snyder. I do. And I'm happy he brought Mike Bray on the staff. But I don't want to see Trae Young and them guys not play defense. I'm ready for this thing to be over with. I'm sure I'm being too hard on Atlanta sports as usual. But Mike, can the Celtics close out the Hawks so we get this thing over with?
I think they can. Boston has showed chink in the armor. I don't think. But then again, you look at I had Boston and Milwaukee, but
everybody broke up.
Yeah, it looked like now they're giving Philly. I thought Philly was like ascending, but then you got Harden ejected. Like, I mean, it was going crazy. So, but it's the East. I know the West was wide open because everybody was good, just like the East is wide open because everybody's bad. Like,
Yes.
I don't know what to expect.
And speaking of bad, as you have said to us week after week after week, wake me when this is over. Thank you, Philadelphia, for ending the Brooklyn Nets season. The Nets are well coached, but they're just not good. But there's a lot of funky fouls going on. And again, Embiid is one of these load managed guys that are broke up right now. So how do these load managed guys still get hurt, man? He played all year.
That's probably the problem, though, because if you ain't banging in and you're not getting used to that, they always say that, man. Like, that's like me and you. When's the last time we played? And now we're going to run out. We're going to go out and play a game?
First of all, we're not going to run out. We're going to slow trot that, Joe.
Yeah,
but thumbs up run. And pick our spot. I can still go top of the key for 10 good minutes. And notice I said I'm not going inside of any arc. But top of the key, I'll give you 10 good minutes. Top of the key. But you're going to lose bad.
Exactly. You're going to chase Steph around?
No. I said top of the key. That's a straight line. We ain't zigzagging.
So what you playing, zone? You playing the top of the zone? So, like, what happened when your man go down?
Go ahead and do the hit behind. I'm going to try to do the hit behind. And speaking of hit behind, the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers, they may win some games, but I tell you who's losing, and that's the fans. This is the least enjoyable series. And please don't tell me about defense. No, I don't want to hear that. They're missing shots.
Yo.
Brick. They're shot takers, not shot makers. Tell me who you think is going to win this series, man.
Yeah, I could not.
We're not losing. We're not winning.
Multiple sources talk about how good this is going to be. It was going to be the best set of games in the first round against, these two teams. And I'm thinking to myself, is it because they both suck that everybody thinks it's going to be good?
I keep hearing about defense. And I'm like, man, come on. Y'all don't know nothing about defense if you think that's locked up.
Yeah, we thinking like somebody got to win. It's almost like two teams that don't know about somebody got to win. That's a pick 'em to me. I turned it off.
The Knicks will bring in more viewers than the Cavs, but the Cavs should beat the Knicks in a 7-game series. But the fact that might have to go 7 games means I might have to watch it again. It's the problem. But I do like Spider Mitchell, though. I do like Donovan Mitchell. I do. He's a good player. But
he is, but he gave me them. He gave me them. I almost said Brett Favre. He gave me them Aaron Rodgers vibes with this whole free agency situation. So I really stopped. Like he should be a Knick.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Knicks dropped the ball or he wasn't happy, but he should be. I don't know if he wanted to share the ball. See, like in Cleveland, almost like I hate to say it, like he's like one of those guys who will never win a championship. I mean, if you think about
looking at
if you look at like guys like no offense, but the guy out in Portland,
Dame Lillard,
the guy in Atlanta, like those guys, they go out to them places like that and kind of own the team and they play, and they're good and people go see them play, but they don't go see the team play. When you hear about Cleveland, you don't think about Cleveland. Like when LeBron was there, you thought about Cleveland. You knew everybody on LeBron's team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the hell playing with in Cleveland now, except for him.
Is it Claxton? Yeah, you're right. I'm sitting here thinking Collins. No, I don't know. Well, Trae Young might be a Laker next year. That's the rumors. So get ready to start liking Trae Young.
All right, next story.
Fans, when we get back, we're going to talk about the
LeBron
Western Conference.
Put up with that.
We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast.
Why should student athletes use the CKA Save Project academic and athletic consulting services? Over the past 15 to 20 years, colleges, universities, professional sports teams, business organizations, and others have increased their use of consulting services to improve their decision-making processes and results. Over the same time, the athletic and academic landscape has changed for high school and college student athletes as the NCAA has raised initial academic eligibility requirements for student athletes while decreasing the number of transfer restrictions. Former college student athletes have noted that they were academic and athletically unprepared for the rigors of college. Let the CKA Save Project's close to 30 years of academic and athletic experience help guide student athletes to increase success as we work to help student athletes achieve the goal of obtaining a college degree. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. In segment 2, we're talking Western Conference playoff, and Denver's flexing. They are, by the time this comes out, the series should be over and on to round 2 for the Nuggets. Have you peeked at it, the Nuggets in the postseason? They're looking good, but they're playing the Timberwolves, so let's temper these expectations. But any thoughts on the Denver Nuggets, Coach?
I like the Denver Nuggets. I think this is probably the best representation of them in the playoffs in quite some time. Well, since the bubble, for sure. I thought they played well in the bubble. I think they're playing better now. I think that, again, no disrespect to Embiid, no disrespect to Giannis, but that guy's the Joker's my
playing,
MVP.
Man.
That's my MVP, man.
Yeah, but
Also,
he can't be 3-time MVP because he's not
Why?
3-time MVP like historically. That's saying he's one of the.
They shouldn't have given it to him the last 2 years if they don't give it to him now. This year, he deserved it. Let's be honest.
Well, I gotta be this year. He deserved it last year. The year before.
No.
But now,
okay, so then this should be the second time. I'll give you that. That first time he didn't deserve it. That should have been Embiid's then. Honestly.
Well, they're trying to right a wrong, I guess.
No, they're trying to expand the game in these foreign countries. That's what they're trying to do. That's why they keep going there, man. Everybody see the method to their madness.
Oh my goodness. All right, so the Lakers and Memphis. Okay. Mike, I'm just going to talk about the elephant in the room. What do you think about Dillon Brooks? What do you think?
I don't really. I mean, like when we're talking about players and we're talking about, what's going on, this guy's just trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do. Maybe he need to, I don't know, he might hype himself up or he need to hype, but you ain't did nothing. How you talking to somebody like that? You ain't did nothing.
So
that's that new generation. That's what he is.
It's that new generation. Give it to me now. So his stats say he's a solid role player who will have a decent career, make some good money, and move on with his life. That's what his stats say.
That's saying a lot.
He's a solid guy. He's a 14-6 guy, So that's an NBA player. He's on the roster. I hope he likes it in Memphis because he's not good enough to be a distraction like this in other places. So I hope he and Memphis work out. That's a dude that should sign a long-term deal because he can't go in other locker rooms and do this kind of stuff. Okay, that's not going to happen in a lot of these places. But more importantly, do you think the Lakers are going to win the series, or do you think Memphis will win the series? Now, I had Memphis winning until all of the foolishness, and then John Morant got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, if Ja isn't full strength, then they don't stand a chance. But then again, if AD play like the little that he played, oh my God. Man, he disappeared, man. He pulled a Harry Houdini. Seriously, he just disappeared. I just don't understand. Like, they didn't, carpe diem. Come on, man. Let's go. This is it. Ja out. Like, ain't no way they supposed to be within 15 points of us.
Yeah. And then last thing about Dillon Brooks, you got to go to the press conference, man. If you're going to be loud when you lose too. Because him not cutting the promo after the press conference on that game, that's a bad look. But speaking of press conferences, Sacramento is beating up the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
But Draymond made it about Draymond again. Talk to me about your thoughts on this series and Draymond getting suspended and the Warriors winning. Warriors win at home. They stink on the road, and they the 6th seed. That just equals it's over. That's kind of how I look at it.
Mhm.
And you may not want to admit it, fans, but that's not a championship looking team. So even if they do get by Sacramento, and that's a hard get by, that doesn't look like a team that can win a title. What do you think, Mike?
I'm scared because I like them. And you know how I tease them about their playoff runs and stuff like that. You know me, I'm saying they the best regular season team in NBA history, you know. But I think they really, really look poised to pull it off. Draymond is Draymond. Like he is ending the season how he started it, a distraction. And you know how we do that. You know how we talk about that.
Yeah.
Punch old boy in the face, I'd still be whooping his ass. We could not play, practice, or anything until I punch that motherfucker in the face. I'm sorry. And I'm doing it when all the cameras on so everybody can see me get my ones back. I got to get my ones back. I got to do something. I can't let the man do that to me. And then he's ending the season how he started.
That is true. It is
He's
true.
how it started. You know what I mean?
I think Sacramento, man, it rarely ends well, man. It just does. And this just doesn't look like it's going to end well for Golden State. But
not at all.
With that, the series that I look most forward to watching, the games I look most forward to watching, Phoenix Suns are leading the Clippers, and by the time this comes out, they might close this out. But again, with these load managed players. Now, Mike, I think there's too much heat on Kawhi Leonard in terms of just Kawhi. Players, employees, people do what you let them do. San Antonio, at the end, kind of let him be this whatever. He went to Toronto, won a title, and as a result of winning the title, Clippers gave him everything. And now you did this. So I'm not mad at Kawhi because if I don't want to show up to work, I don't have to because my money's guaranteed and all of that. And so what am I mad at? Yeah.
Stop,
man. He's not
stop.
playing, and I got Stephen A. yelling about he's the worst superstar. Man, no. He got the bag and he get to sit. Congratulations. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to win another title. Wait, I already won one. Actually, I think he's won two. So
San Antonio and Toronto.
Feel free to be mad at me. I want a title in Toronto. Yeah, I'm good. Well, what do you think, Mike? Because Phoenix is going to win the series, but this is more about Kawhi. And again, these load managed guys can't play.
Shit, I think that pretty much. But I think we need to I think we need to go back and find the episode where I told y'all that this wasn't gonna work. That's what I think. Can we do that? We need to mark that up. Let's get the number on that. We taught it before. We've seen this movie before. It's not new. We keep saying it. I understand it's a business, and these people hype these people up to make these ticket sales, and we're going to win this championship and blah, blah, blah. But to me, you know how I am. Two things. There is no distraction, and there's no emotional detachment. If I'm not winning, I don't care who you are. If you're not helping me win, I don't care who you are. Son, brother, mother. If my mama ain't making a jump shot, her ass sitting down. Like, I'm not playing.
Yeah, man.
And that's all you see these guys. And then y'all gonna go, I told you the other day, stop. It pissed me off hearing them talking about playoff Murray is back. Come on, man. Last time y'all gave somebody that name playoff, he ain't played in the playoff.
Playoff P, baby. Paul George. He's sitting too, but he's in. Oh, man, again, we don't wish injury, but it's a lot of talk in the NBA.
If I'm Jamal Murray, next press conference, please don't call me playoff Murray.
And shout out to Russell Westbrook. Now, we make fun of Russ too, but Russ has not had the right fit. And the Clippers organization's allowing Russ, especially with these guys out. Somebody's got to do something. But I love what Durant and Chris Paul said at the press conference about Russ. But again, a lot of this is Russ doing it to himself too, because You put yourself in these spots and you want to move and you want to trade and you pick this stuff.
Yeah,
okay?
you're on a bad AAU team. That's all you are. You're on a bad AAU team. Stop picking them bad AAU teams. But
Well said.
I will commend him that the best game I ever seen him play, he only had like 13 points. I think it was that game they won where he had the defensive stop. And like that was the best team basketball game, floor game to me that I seen Russell Westbrook play. He didn't score 30. He didn't take all the shots. He didn't go me. And he helped his team win. And that Westbrook can be my point guard. Not the other one.
Not that other one.
No, not that
All
other
right.
one.
So fans, in segment 3, when we come back, we're going to talk about treatment of star players, the officiating, and what my partner thinks about all of this stuff going on. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast.
The high school and college academic and athletic landscape is changing. The growing number of college transfers, as well as student athletes being able to profit off the use of their name, image, and likeness, has given student athletes the freedom and power to make life-changing decisions. That is why it is important for student athletes to be properly informed throughout the decision-making process. The difference between success and failure is often measured not by yards, but by inches, and even the most successful coaches and players use outside independent consultants to help improve their decision-making, which improves their results. That is what the CKA Save Project would like to do for student athletes across the country, improve their academic and athletic results. Our academic and athletic consulting services assist student athletes with the college decision-making process. The CKA team of former high school and college coaches can provide student athletes an independent assessment of their academic and athletic skills to assist student athletes in their college decision-making process. Let the CKA team evaluate your academic and athletic ability to assist you in finding the right fit for your academic and athletic career. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free virtual consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. In segment 3, does Doc Rivers have a point? So fans, both Mike and I have coached what are called air quotes star players. So we're going to give you our vision and our version and our thoughts on what Doc said. So Philadelphia 76ers coach Doc Rivers gave an impassioned speech in defense of Joel Embiid's kick at Brooklyn Nets center Nick Claxton, saying the NBA needs to do something about teams trying to goad star players into retaliatory actions during the game. Doc said, and I quote, "I'm going to say this, and I probably shouldn't. I didn't think Draymond should have been suspended. If we're going to start punishing the retaliators and not the instigators, then we have a problem." Throughout the playoffs, and Mike mentioned this in previous segments, it's just a lot going on with players and people are getting injected and they're having impact on the outcomes of games. So, Mike, what do you think about it? And should we do something about this? Or, hey, John Chaney said, let's get the goons in. He did. Let's goon it up. So what do you think, Mike?
It's part of the game. Like, if you can't keep your composure, that's on you. Like, we in there, we playing. This is competition, man. Ain't no rules in this. Like, I ain't gonna put my hands on you, or you can't go out of the ordinary for nothing like that. In my opinion, like, there is a line that must be drawn, and I understand that. But, like, come on, man. This the NBA, man. What are you talking about?
And it's the playoffs, and everybody's watching.
Man, be quiet. Oh, Doc, go have another drink. Be quiet.
Stop that. All right, so fans, on my end, I am in full agreement with Coach Franchise. We teach our players directly, you can't do anything. However, there were times that Follerin, when he played for me, got hard foul. We taught Follerin how to no-sell, and we had the football tight end as our starting center and said, whoever fouled him, if there was an opportunity, will foul too. And that kid, and his nickname is the kid, was 6'4", about 220, played Division I football, and you came down the lane, and we made a strong play on the ball, and he would say,
made a strong play on the ball.
He would say, I've got 4 more fouls. How many do you have? So magically teams stop fouling Follerin because also you've met a kill who's also a defensive end, Division One. Oh, that's what you'd like to do?
Mhm.
Well, we protect our own and we make hard plays on the ball.
Mhm.
I was going for the ball, and that was my foul, Mr. Official. My most humblest apologies.
Mhm.
So yeah, Doc, stop it, man. You got to no sell it and let the W be the win. Very similar to what LeBron did yesterday. I thought he sold it a bit much, but hey, Dylan Brooks is out of the game. Lakers get the win. Keep it moving. So, all right, we're going to move on to Toronto.
Dummy.
Can NBA coaches overstay their welcome? So the Toronto Raptors fired Coach Nick Nurse last week, and he coached the Raptors for 5 seasons. But let's remember, he came in after they fired Dwayne Casey after he won the Coach of the Year, and he won the NBA championship his first year. And since
Mhm.
then, what have they done? Absolutely, positively nothing. They've been a mediocre, middling team. And how long is that championship high going to stay? So I have no problems with the Raptors firing Coach Nurse. I have no problem with Coach Nurse going after other jobs or sitting home and collecting his checks. He's a very good coach. But again, how long do we overstay our welcome? So, Mike, what do you think about the Raptors making that move? Is that a move you would have made, or do you go back to the well? What do you think?
I mean, you come in this thing, you leave the way you came in. I think it's unfortunate that he was brought in. Like eventually you got to deal with the karma that you created. Like you got rid of the guy. Come on. Now that you got rid of him, you brought this guy in. And unfortunately, they haven't been able to reap the rewards which they thought they were going to get the last 5 years. Yes or no?
Correct. And you see who they're thinking about bringing in as the coach, Ime Udoka. So they may come back in the league. Would you have a problem with them bringing in Ime Udoka
No
after
problem
his
at all.
situation?
No problem at all. No
I'll
problem
just
at all. I don't know. He had an entanglement. I mean, he
I'll
ain't
just
slapped
tell my
nobody.
wife to stay home.
He ain't smacked nobody at no award show, so he used to be all right. I mean, it was consensual, but nobody told her how to, let her phone do what it did. It'd be all right if it wasn't for the Ring camera.
Okay. Finally, fans, and we did this on Tuesday, so we'll do this on Wednesday. We are making fun of my partner. It is now official, Mike. 19-year-old Frenchman Victor Wembanyama announced last week that he is officially declaring for the 2023 NBA draft, where he is projected to be the number 1 overall pick. Lottery teams line up. You've seen the stats, Mike. You've seen the highlights. You saw that he missed the 3, got the rebound, threw it in. You saw the behind the back, step back at 7'5". This guy is going to transform the league. What are your thoughts now after you've had a whole year of seeing the hype and the development and the growth of Victor Wembanyama? Are you ready to pick him number 1? Give me your thoughts, sir, as we close out.
I think he's worthy of being that top pick. But again, there's a lot of guys been that top pick that didn't pan out. I'm not sure. Everybody keep comparing him to Chet Holmgren, and we see where he is right now. So,
well, he'll be back next season. Hope.
Yeah. So was Kawhi. So was Zion. So has playoff P. Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry.
You have to bring in Zion. Leave Zion alone. All right. So fans,
you want me to lie to you? You want me to lie to you? You want me to tell you what I think? You know what I mean? I don't see him translate. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I'll be the first to admit I'm wrong. Give him 3 years. We'll talk about it, but I don't see it. Mark this. Stamp this. Save this clip.
All right, Kelly, you heard him. All right. So on behalf of my tag team partner, Coach Mike Francis, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast. And we will see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care.
The Odd Coaches podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete, academic, and athletic support.
From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA SAVE project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches podcast.